So how do you move around with that?
Boo, that's why I stay in shape. That's why I always say nobody's faster than me getting from one spot to another. Because all those other guys got to pick up their stuff and move it around. Boom, I'm done.
No tripods, no nothing.
No tripods,
you just
no camera
run and
bags,
gun.
no nothing.
That's
You saw the video. That's how I work. I drop this one, I pick this one up and shoot it. That's the video I
And
sent
it's so
you.
funny listening to you talk because your eyes are like sparkling. You love this.
Oh, well, it's a fun job. Get to do all this kind of cool stuff, meet cool people like you.
How long have you been doing this?
Almost 40 years. I was actually a kind of a freelancer. I started as a sports editor at the Swanee Democrat in Live Oak, Florida. It's no longer there anymore. And one of my more famous guys there was this guy, Mike Pittman, who was the first 4-time state football champion in Florida back in the 90s. And we had kind of a hate-love relationship because he was a big old redneck and I was a smart aleck from New Jersey that knew a little bit about football. But I just saw him probably last year at a regional weightlifting meet in Swan. It was so fun. I mean, he's such a fun. But he wound up leaving, going to a couple different schools, but then he just got inducted into the FHSA Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
you know, so it was really kind of cool.
And talk about one of your first photos.
There it is.
That is your very, very first one.
First one, that is
Let's see this.
That is Kim Bush of Toms River High School North in New Jersey, Toms River, New Jersey. She was an all-state field hockey. They don't even play field hockey up here, down here, whatnot. But that was the first time that I took a photo and got it in there. There was rain and fog. She scored 6 goals, and that's kind of what got it rolling because the week before that, I was a writer for the Ocean County Observer, small double 2-weekly paper, and I was sent to a state high school soccer championship, and a guy in the game scored 6 goals that round to an 8-1 win. Mm-hmm. So I was the writer, and they had another photographer. The photographer never got a shot of the guy who scored the 6 goals. So when the paper came out, because it's not like digital, I'm like, where's the photo of the guy who scored 6 goals? And Joe Angerich was the editor, gave me a Canon AE1 camera with a book, how to use it. He said, take your own photos. And that's how this has all come about.
Oh my gosh.
Never taken a photo class. I've just learned, I've read the book, and I tell the kids when I go to the high schools and teach the class, read the book, know what every button is on the book. And if I'm on the field, all the fields here, the kids will come up to me and ask me, is my camera set right? What can I do? And I've had probably dozens of interns through the high schools, through UNF. UNF is that one guy is sports editor for the Ponte Vedra Recorder right now, was an intern of mine. And I always tell them, I will coach you up so that you can do what I do, almost. I don't give them all the secrets.
But you know, everybody in Orange Park, everybody across Clay County knows you. You have
been around too long.
You have either taken photos of their kids, taken photos of them.
Well, I think the return back to me is the respect that I tell coaches and kids all the time. All you got to do is say thank you, you know, because I might get emotional because I lost a child, and I always thought she would be a great athlete.
I'm sorry.
But it didn't happen, and so I think that's God's plan was, you know, do it for somebody else, and that's where this comes from.
And obviously, you think about her a lot. I'm so sorry.
So, she was the first one. Taylor Treat, now his mom will probably go crazy on this because this is what I call the original Bubble Boy photo. He was doing the breaststroke, and how I've gotten to where I take the photos that I take is that I look at what everybody else is doing. You got guys like Gary McCullough in St. Augustine, that's one of the most phenomenal North Florida photographers, and I challenge myself to do what he does and try and do it better. And I just recently went to a Jags football game, and actually it was a college bowl game, and Gary was there. And I haven't been to one because I was in kind of cardiac rehab all summer. And it was so cool to see him because he was like, there was an intern with me at the game, and Gary come over and he had all this stuff and whatnot. And he goes, the king is back. And the girl, the intern, was like, why did he say that? And I said, I think he's just kidding. But he has been I wouldn't say a mentor, but he has been my challenge. You know, and he's a great, great photographer for everybody. Sports Illustrated, New York Times, you know him.
I love the fact that, you know, you've been doing this for 40 years here.
Yeah.
But you don't look at yourself as knowing everything. Like you're constantly trying to improve.
Evolving. I try to evolve. And one of the things that there are people, and the thing about, for me, as far as with the newspaper, is I have a lot of parents that come up to me and goes, hey, I got some great pictures of my kid, great pictures of, you know, my kid doing this. And I always try and back them down and say, listen, look at the newspaper, see where the paper is. That's the standard. And I said, now, if you send me stuff, and I tell this to the kids all the time, I will send it back to you and tell you what you could have done to make it better. If it's good enough and it's in the paper, your name will be on it. And people have propelled from that because it's their first shot. It's a resume builder, you know, to be in the paper, an award-winning sports section. We've won probably half a dozen awards in my lifetime here, as far as photos and writing and stuff like that. And so I try and encourage the kids to try to be as good as me. It makes my job easy because then I can call up Orange Park High School and say, hey, can your kid go to the soccer game so I can go to this other game? And the kids, and they respond to that. And that's, I think, the relationship that I've cultivated in the 40 years. Teachers know it, coaches know it, and the kids know it. So there's no, I think, question of why these guys are taking photos for me. It's not anything nefarious or whatnot, and I've kept that buffer of do it professional. I tell the kids, when you go to the game and you shoot for me, you can go wherever you want until somebody says don't. And you say, thank you for telling me that, I'll remember that. They said, don't think that I'm a photographer, I get to go wherever I want. You don't, there are boundaries. You know, and I said, if you kind of follow my rules, you'll be able, I'll send you to a college football game. I'll send you to a Jags game. I'll send you to, you know, go see Tebow if you like.
That is incredible.
Because I've done that. Some of my people have been on college bowl games just because, you know, I sent them there.
How do you get access? Look at these. Look at this. You're right. Look at this Tim Tebow picture. You were right there on the field.
Yeah. And this guy right there is a Clay County cop when he was about 12, 13 years old. His mom came up to me. Well, it's not.
And
that's
look
Michael
at this,
Phelps.
Michael Phelps.
I just happen to be lucky enough to be in the same town as Caleb Dressel, who is our Olympic world champion here, and I went to cover him. I think that was 2016 in Omaha, and that was Ryan Lochte, and Michael Phelps were part of that team as well. And one of the cool parts of that visit was Lochte came here to see the SPAC team, used to be the Spartan Aquatic Club.
Over at
and
St.
Caleb
John's Country
Dressel
Day.
was there with his sister, and when they were like 12 years old.
And that's at Orange Park.
Right, Orange Park. We're a swimming factory. We've had state champions for the last 10 years between Fleming Island, Oakleaf, Clay, of course, with the Dressel family. The sisters have both been state champions. We just had Sarah Stotler, Clay High champion, was one of my award-winning photos a couple years ago because I swam underwater to take her photo. I wish I would have it here, but I don't. But she won the best sports photo in Florida newspaper, and it was underwater. And
what is it that you love most? I've heard you talk about teaching kids as they're coming up and wanting to learn from you. I've heard, you know, you being on the sideline and taking these amazing shots and having this incredible access. What is it that does it for you?
Well, I always tell people, when you watch a game, you see the whole field and whatnot. When I watch a sporting event, I see minuscule pieces of time that nobody else can see. And I think that's my God-given gift. I mean, I had a guy who I put a camera on his helmet as a catcher because I wanted to see every time a ball comes in, the batter goes like this, just for a second, to watch the ball go by if it goes by. And I wanted to catch the ball as he was looking at it. And that was kind of my white whale photo for a long time until I finally did it. You know, so it's a matter of, and then the timing of stuff like this, the bubble shot is a timing shot. This jet shot, this is the Blue Angels. That was, you know, they're coming around the bend. This was in the St. Johns River. I was on the tip of a boat with a friend of mine, and I told the wife, "Tell me when the jets are at 2 o'clock." And I had a 500 millimeter lens, a manual focus 500 millimeter lens, not an electronic one. And I waited and I waited, and I was just standing like this, and she said 2 o'clock, and I lifted the camera, bam, 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 and that was the shot that came out of it. One of my favorite shots.
It's beautiful.
You know, so. But there's the emotional part of it. This right here is probably my most favorite shot and most favorite story, because this is a Sunrise Surf Shop in Jacksonville Beach, has an autistic surf camp every year.
Oh.
And this guy was out there with this little boy is a blind autistic kid, never been in the ocean. And I was watching him interact. So the guy is like a firefighter, works a little in the Sunrise Surf Shop. And I took that photo, and it just crushed me. It was such a cool shot, because this guy was like a stud, muscular lifeguard, and he was just took this kid and got him. He wouldn't get out of the water, the kid, because he was so enthralled by it. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who the kid was until I went to Sunrise Surf Shop 10 years after that.
Oh, wow.
And he walks up to me, and the guy, not the kid, the guy, he goes, because I brought that photo to the shop. And I said, just give this to your guy. It's a cool shot. And they had it up there. And the guy walked up to me 10 years later. He goes, tell me you have, because I took that picture home, and his dog bit it.
Oh, no.
And he had a hole in the middle of it. He had the teeth marks in there or whatnot. And I said, well, I don't know, man. And I went up, I had the negative, and I went up getting it to him. But 10 years after the fact, when I just walked in to buy a shirt, you know, and he walks up to me and goes, hey, man, you know that photo you took of me? And I'm thinking, I don't know this guy. And he had the photo with the holes in it. Oh. And he showed it to me.
You used to play sports.
I ran track across country, played football in high school, threw the javelin. I was, you know, as good as good. I wasn't. I went to NAIA cross country nationals a couple times, won some triathlons. So, as far as the connect to some of this stuff, that's part of it. And I think the kids and the coaches understand that. I've been there. I know what it's like, you know, when they're training. I know when they're lifting weights or when they're. And people say, "What's my favorite sport?" It's the most difficult sport, I think, to photograph. But you know, because I'm in it. This is one of the ones I took in Live Oak. This is a guy setting a world record in the mile swim at the University of Florida, and that's a black and white film photo. So it's not like today where you can take the photo and then you look at it. Okay, I didn't get it, and you do it again. You can't. I learned when I was teaching myself to photograph. I bought film, black and white film by the brick, 36 rolls. So I taught myself to be precise, not to waste film, because I was buying it from Harmon's Photos in Gainesville. They had me on speed dial, and that's what I try and tell the kids: learn every button on the camera, learn what it does, and be perfect at the camera. You don't need to be sitting at Adobe Photo Workshop for 4 hours to fix a photo. Make it right because all these photos, I don't think any of them have been adjusted maybe for cropping. You know, every one of them comes out of the camera pretty much, and they're there. You know, so that's kind of how I look at it. Because I go to the games and you see the guys are in the gully downstairs, and they all got computers, and they're changing. I take mine, I put it right on, boom, done.
No changing needed.
Yeah, I mean, I took 1,700 photos last night at the Fleming Island Clay District soccer match, and they're in the paper today. If I spent 3 hours adjusting them, it never happened. You know, that's I think what makes it fun for me, because I'll go to a game, take the photo that I sent to you from the game. That was at halftime. I sent you the picture of the goal from the game,
which was an awesome photo.
And the kids in this area over the years know that, like, I'm supposed to be that fast, because they'll go home. And I'll go home and take a shower, eat something or whatnot, and I'll be getting messages on my Instagram. Hey, Mr. Randy, when are you going to put them photos on, man? I saw you at the game. So it puts pressure on me to respond, because I don't know how they do it in this day and age, because I'll put a photo on, like that photo, and like 1,700 people have viewed it in like 3 minutes. And I asked the kid, I said, who the heck is looking at these things, you know? And so it's kind of, you know, learning the technology has kind of made it more fun, a little more challenging, but the paper, we're moving into a bigger digital footprint.
Yeah.
To be able to do that, to respond and have games like last night online already with some photos, and then have the great photos go in the newspaper.
Now, over the summer, you had health issues. You had a heart attack.
Yeah,
I mean, and
it's cool.
well, no, but you're
I
right.
was in the pool 35 minutes before it happened.
And you're still back at it. You're still working out. You're still in the pool. You're still running
Well,
around on the
I have
sidelines.
boundaries. They told me I can't do the Olympic training anymore, so I'm
For yourself.
But I'm
you
not,
can't do Olympic
but
training.
I'm not in the noodle classes at the Y yet. I'm still swimming every day and doing bicycle stuff. So I'm not doing like Zumba and all that other
So
stuff.
for all those fans out there who expect to see you on the sideline at their game, how much longer are you going to do this?
Well, when I was in the hospital,
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say it, the Keystone Heights football team all went to church for me. And they said, you can't go yet. We got things that you need to photograph. And that's what keeps me. You know, I mean, it's just, I mean, I would feel bad if, like, Fleming Island wins the state soccer title and I wasn't here.
So that motivates you to keep going.
Yeah. And hopefully they do. I know the coach, Roger Daly, he asks me every time I see him how my health is. You know, and I think, you know, God is saying, you're not done. Basically. And the whole community is like that. Orange Park, Oakleaf, the coach at Oakleaf, Chris Foy, has been phenomenal. I mean, my, I don't want to say standing, I don't have any standing, but my presence here, I think, is that. You know? Middleburg wrestling team, awesome. I mean, everybody is what keeps me getting out of bed. You know, I could very easily listen to the doctors and say, do nothing. But, you know, I was going to go ride in the backseat of Blue Angel, and they said I couldn't do it because of this.
Oh,
I said, well, hell, you can just open the cockpit and dump me in the ocean. I'm good if I croak out in the Blue Angel, man. Put that on the headstone. That'd be awesome. So.
Oh, that's so great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing some of that with us. And I'm going to let you walk us through some more of these photos.
So the
because I just want to know the stories behind them.
Here's some of the funny things. This guy here is Tyler Huff. He just played and set records in a college bowl game. So he's on the cover of our magazine.
And that's your photo,
that's
right?
Us. Yeah,
oh,
that's
thank
us.
you.
And then in this one, this was 2015. These are all the biggest guys for football at that time. Now, I had called up Men's Warehouse, the tuxedo place down there over there, and I said, listen, can you guys fit the 5 biggest guys in the county for a cover of a magazine? We'll put you in the magazine and thank you for it. Absolutely. You know, and people, even my mom, my 87-year-old mom says, how do you get people to do what you ask them? And I always say I'm persuasively charming. But they always say, my mom always says, it's because you have a camera. I said, yeah, but I make it worth their while to participate in it, because these guys were huge.
Yeah.
And we got them in there. We were going to do the picture in the Men's Warehouse facility, but they didn't have a wall big enough. So I called up a friend of mine at the Orange Park Mall. Do you have a wall? And we went in there. So the old people are in there at 8 o'clock in the morning doing a jog around the mall. We walk in with these guys. It looks like the Secret Service. We got them set up by J.C. Penney over there. You know, and the reason why I'm pulling all the names out is everybody said yes. And then that's the beauty of this community. And I don't know if it's just me or it's just, you know, football, but, you know, it's I can ask anybody in here to do something for me for a photo for a sport kid, and they'll do it.
Show me some more.
All
What
right,
do we have
so
here?
This
Oh,
is
wait.
George Bush.
Yeah.
George H. So that was at TPC. I've been
The players.
photographing the players for about 10 to 15 years. And so he was purported to be coming to that. And so I was leaving 17, going to 18. And normally there's 100,000 people on the walkway, and there was nobody there. And there were yellow stripes, yellow tape. And I was walking, I'm like, where is everybody, right? And so three golf cars come up, and the guy says, hey, you need to get off the path. I said, for what? He goes, the president's behind us. I went, the president of what? He goes, President of the United States. And I was like, get out of here, right? So I got out, and I saw him, and I have a wide-angle camera behind me like this, and he went by, hit the speed bump right there, and I took the photo. That's the photo when he hit the speed bump, because he looked over to me. So I tell people when they see the photo that he was actually saying hi to me. When he went by. Hey, there's Randy Lefko. And he was just going by and hit the speed bump, and he kind of went like that, but I took the photo, and these guys were all like, get back, get back, get back. So that was that. This is Bill Murray. He has the World Golf Village Caddyshack restaurant. I think he still has it, but when it first opened, they invited me to go out and do that, and they let me follow him around. And he actually gave this guy a gigantic hamburger that he was eating that he didn't want in the photo. That's why this guy's over here turned around.
He's hiding a hamburger?
He was eating the big hamburger, and I pulled up with a camera, and he had the hamburger. Because he saw it, he goes, oh, and he goes like this, and he gave the guy the hamburger.
That's great.
So that was a funny one.
And I love that you've made books out of the best of. Here's your 2016 on Facebook.
And these are because if I had more walls in my house, I would put them on there. So, and this is just stuff. I think Facebook does it to. And these are just photos over time that. There's Caleb Dressel at the Olympics when I was there. There he is there with Phelps right there. When he went, I followed him. I was supposed to be with him in Indianapolis this year. There he is. That's me right there at the thing. And then there's some more. There's Phelps right there going at it. There's Dressel, still with his Gator stuff on. This is Knighty. Ashley Knighty was in the 800 meters for bowls too at that one. So and I have so many that I just throw them in there, and stuff like that.
They're awesome. These are all so awesome. 2023, best of fall.
I know. Stanley Dye, fastest guy in the. There's me in the water. Look, there's me in the water. I do some open water swimming, so I figure I might as well get a picture of myself. Oh, there's some more. But these are all famous. There's Shaq Quarterman, played for the Jaguars right there. Played for Oak Cliff. Kyle Kennard. He's a dentist right now. He played soccer for Wang Marino. He's my mom's dentist. There's my mom right there. But he's my mom's dentist. And my mom said, I'm going to go see this Dr. Marino for my dentistry. I said,
even your selfies are
Wang?
great. Look at that.
Wang Marino?
Look at this selfie.
See, look, this is how I hold the camera. See,
This is you on the sideline.
Yeah. So you see, one's there. And it's just an old suspender that a guy named Lloyd Herner, his old codger out in Lake Asbury, gave it to me, and
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Randy,
So I just keep them up.
thanks for sharing some of
Yeah.
your life with us.
But the community, what is that? She's showing me something over there. What? What is it? I can't see it. I have my glasses on. Go
They're
get
like,
it.
don't forget this. Don't forget that.
I
Everybody
know.
has
Well,
a story
that's
for
why
you.
When I had this, I was like,
Great Randy story.
Oh, yeah.
what's the great Randy story?
When we done the football.
Oh,
practice, we had to
Jesus.
get chased down the UPS truck and
This was one of our football magazines. I actually was talking to Drew Ammon, who was a quarterback for Oakley a couple of years back, and I said, "Who's your favorite superhero?" And he told me Captain America. And I said, so I came in, and our graphics people there, Lisa and Michelle, were working on the magazine cover. And I said, hey, how about this idea? We put our guys in superhero attire and put it on the magazine, and they had the template already made. That was their idea.
I think that's the only edited photo I see here at all.
So
That's great.
So what happened is Drew. Now I told you they all came here. We did the photo in that room. We took everything out in Green Street, and I said, now you guys can't tell anybody that you're doing this until the magazine comes out, right? So you figure, okay, they're all good. This guy plays for Florida. This guy actually plays for University of Utah. Michael Mitchell is a great running back. He's an offensive tackle. He played soccer. So I go to the first practice after we did the photos at Oakley, where Drew Ammon is. And I hear the guys going, "Hey, Captain America!" I'm like, "Drew, what did I just told you?" He goes, I can't keep that a secret. So
That's great.
the gig was up. And I said, "Way to go, Drew." So
I love that you still have so much fun with this,
Oh,
even
this-
after 40 years.
The magazine, and the thing about it is that me and Lisa and the graphics, we have to up the ante every year to do something. I think this year we had just 2 football guys on it, which was kind of boring, So we try and, we had that. I had Doug Conkey almost arranged to have a flyover by a jet over a couple of fast guys on the runway.
My goodness.
But it rained. It rained at the thing.
This has been great.
So here's our guy. Here's my guy here. You guys all know him.
Who is that?
That's Nick Saban. Oh my God. So the funny thing about him is I went to the bowl game when they were playing Michigan. I went to school at Alabama. I was one of their sports information photographers. And after the game, Michigan lost 31-14. So I went there because Mac Jones was the quarterback.
Ah, Mac Jones.
Right? So I went there to cover Mac Jones because he's a local guy, kind of stuff like that. And so all these football writers were kind of chastising Nick Saban about his choices for the offense. And his answer was, guys, we won 31-14, so the next time I need a play, I'll call you. And so they finally got to me in the bag. And I said, "Randy Lefko, Clay newspaper, North Florida." I said, "Coach Saban, great game. I'd really just like to talk to Mac Jones about having his family here and whatnot." And Saban goes, "See, guys, that's a cool question there. Everybody wants to come after me." And so, Mac Jones get up, and I said, "How's it like, winning in front of your home?" And you had 75 people come and do it. So I was I do the same with Carson Pickett when she played in Orlando.
She's in one of these books, too.
Yeah. She's one of my most treasured, famous
Soccer
athletes.
superstar.
Yeah, her and Kelly
International.
Dressel, those kind of guys. And I've photographed Dressel since he was 8, setting records with Ryan Murphy as an 8, 9, and 10-year-old national records. And the funny thing about him and his mom never used to like to watch him swim because she was so nervous. And she would leave when he was swimming and then come back. And I swear to God, and they were at Bowls for a swim meet, 10 years old. They were looking for Caleb to get ready for a swim, and he's outside the pool area playing with trucks in the sand. I'm like, "Where's the Dressel kid? He's supposed to be up here." and it was just a funny, I'm sitting there, we're waiting, the guy just broke a 10-year-old record in a previous thing, and I'm waiting for him. He's out there playing with trucks in the sand as a 10-year-old.
I bet you have a million stories.
I
This
do.
is so awesome.
I do.
Thank you.
This thing is like a 3-segment piece.
It's like a never-ending
finish-
saga. That's what
that's-
this is.
all my
That's
friends.
fabulous.
So,
Tink you.
but there's me. Did you show him that one? So this guy, let me get one last one. This is my most favorite athlete ever. This is a guy named Frankie Yakino. He's from France, and he swam distance for the University of Alabama when I was there. And for some reason, he befriended me. And he was such a cool guy. He had the accent and everything, and I took that photo of him, and he loved it. He was a great athlete, but he was he was one of the guys that inspired me to get close. Yeah. If you look at a lot of the photos, I don't have many that are full body photos because to me that's the epitome of the sport. When I get my kids, eyeballs, a ball, and the other guy. So you have 3 elements in the photo. Because a lot of guys send me photos from warm-ups, and I know when it's a warm-up.
Yeah.
Get me action, get me the ball, get me the fight. In fact, last night at the soccer game, the Clay High girls team members, Tatum Waugh, was complaining because I get too close to her, and she says she has 3 chins.
No close-ups. No close-ups. I get it.
I'm a photographer, not a magician.
I'm with her.
But no, she's a beautiful girl. But she wants this photo.
Don't all the young kids want that?
Oh,
They want the
yeah.
perfect Instagram photo.
When they tell me when they're hitting the volleyball things and they're going, they're like, "Why do you put that in?" I said, "That's the sport." And I always try to tell them, you should smile when you hit that ball at 100 miles an hour.
Because
and
I'm
stuff
sure
like
that's what they're
that.
thinking
Yeah,
of.
yeah. So I've had, actually Dressel, in the last one, are you on the last one?
Last one.
Dressel, when he was in high school, was so good, he never breathed during a 50 fly. So I told him one time at Rolling Hills, Rolling Hills got a big pool. I said, kill him. You're going to win the race. Just when you come to the wall, before you hit the wall, just come up and kind of give me a breath, as you turn like this. And he come in, and I had the camera, he come in, he goes,
Ah!
like that. So way to go, man. Way to go. I can put that in the paper.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's been a good ride. I'm sure there's going to be more to go. And when people have always asked, why do I stay? It's because of the community. It's one of those things.
You're having fun.
Yeah. I mean, I do not regret getting up at 6 o'clock every morning, knowing that I got to go cover this guy or go to this game. And I get more excited about the games than half of the kids, And that was the last game. Okay. One more? Do we have one more?
No, we don't.
Oh, this is a good one. I was at the...
Good ones.
Yeah, they are. They're all good ones.
So wait. Okay, so the last one, Oakley football, went to the region finals against Buchholz. Buchholz was 4 times to the region finals, 4 times to the final 4, right? So at the end of the game, the Buchholz picks up a fumble and scores a touchdown. So now there's like 2 minutes left. So I have a lapel mic on the field so I can talk to myself so I don't have to write it down. And the kids are coming off the field thinking the game's over. And I said, on my mic, I can hear myself saying, come on guys, this is what legends are made of. You live for this as a kid, to be in this moment where you can win the game, right? What do? 80-yard touchdown pass. 80-yard touchdown pass the next play, Oakley.
Have you ever thought about being a coach?
Then I wouldn't be able to do this. But the sad part is that they came back, they got the touchdown, they tried an onside kick, and they missed the onside kick by a yard. And so Buchholz got the ball and ended the game, so they didn't go. But it was just and when he was going, he threw the kid, Jack McKissack was our player of the year for offense, and Michael Connor caught it. And it was legendary. And I told you, and it was so cool because I had it on tape that I was encouraging them, be the hero, be the legend right now. This is your time to be the legend. I mean, he beat a Division I safety.
You sound like a coach.
Well, maybe.